Hi there and welcome. Today I have such a wonderful story to share with you. It's called The Great Reunion and it's all about Krishna. This story is just filled with so much love and friendship, and it's about a reunion that everyone had been waiting for a very, very long time. So, let's dive in. I want you to think about something. Have you ever missed someone so much it felt like your heart was actually hurting, just aching to see them again? You know that feeling. When you want to see someone you love more than anything else in the whole world? Well, that exact feeling, that's what our story is all about today. All right, so our story starts with this once-in-a-lifetime festival. It was a really special day that brought everyone together, and here's why. It all kicked off because of a huge solar eclipse. I mean, this is something that hardly ever happens. So when it did, everybody knew they had to go to this really special, holy place called Kurukshetra to be there for it. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Can you just picture it? Kings and queens, families, all traveling from all over the land. The roads were just packed. Krishna and his whole family, the Yadavas, they were there too. And you should have seen their procession. Their chariots were so magnificent, their elephants so mighty. It said that they looked like a parade of beautiful clouds just floating across the sky. It must have been an absolutely amazing sight. Okay, so now we're waiting for a friend because the people from Krishna's village are about to arrive. Now, amidst all these kings and queens, a really special group of people made the long trip. These were the folks from Vraja, the village where Krishna spent his entire childhood. And they weren't just coming for the festival. No, they had one main reason, one huge hope in their hearts, to finally see their beloved Krishna again. And they had been waiting for a very, very long time. It says their hearts were just filled with this deep longing to see him. I mean, we're talking years and years they had missed him. All his childhood friends, the Gopas and Gopis, and especially his loving parents, Nanda and Yashoda. Remember that feeling we talked about at the very beginning, missing someone so much that your heart just aches? Well, that's what they were living with every single day. Which brings us to this moment, tears of joy. The moment they see each other again. And then it happened. After all that waiting, all that hoping, all that missing him so much, the moment finally arrived. It was time. So, when Krishna and his friends from Raja finally saw each other, just imagine it. I bet everyone held their breath. They looked across this giant crowd of people, and their eyes met. Krishna saw them, and they saw him. And in that single, tiny moment, everything changed. It was said that their faces and their hearts bloomed like lotus flowers. Isn't that just the most beautiful way to describe it? You know how a flower bud all closed up tight slowly opens up when the sun shines on it? That's exactly what happened to their hearts. Seeing him after all that time, it was like a flower of pure joy just bloomed right there inside of them. And just like that, all the years of sadness from being apart just poof, melted away. They ran to each other and gave these big, tight, squeezing hugs. Of course, happy tears started pouring from their eyes. They tried to talk, to say something, but their voices were just so full of emotion they could barely get the words out. And his mother, Yashoda, she pulled him close and held him on her lap, just like she did when he was a little boy. And in that one hug, all of her sadness just disappeared. All right, next up, Krishna's loving secret, a special message just for his friends. So after all the amazing hugs and happy tears with everybody, Krishna did something really thoughtful. He took his dearest childhood friends, the gopis, to a quiet spot away from the crowds so they could really talk. See, he had a loving secret that he wanted to share just with them. And you can tell just how much they missed him by this one little thing. The gopis were so happy to finally be seeing Krishna again, they actually wished their eyes didn't have to blink. They were sort of mad at their own eyelids because they didn't want to miss even one single second of looking at him. Can you imagine loving someone that much? So, in this quiet, private place, Krishna looked at his friends and he asked them a really important question. He said, "Why are people sometimes together and then sometimes they're far apart. He could see how much they had missed him, and he wanted to help them understand why they had to go through that separation and what it all really means. And here's the secret he shared with them. He said, think about the wind. The wind can blow little pieces of dust together, right? Or maybe fluffy bits of cotton, or even giant clouds in the sky. It pushes them all together, but then the wind can just as easily blow them all apart again. He explained that the whole universe is kind of like that. Sometimes it brings people together, and sometimes it blows them apart. But, Krishna told them, the truest love, the realest love, is the love you keep for me right here in your heart. That is how we are always connected. And this was the most important part of the secret. He was telling them that it doesn't really matter if you're physically together or physically apart. That wind he talked about, it can't blow away the love you have in your heart. And because of that love, he said, we are never, ever truly apart from each other. So this leads us to a home in the heart. This is what the gopis learned that day. And as they listened to Krishna share this amazing secret, you know what happened? A beautiful understanding started to bloom inside their hearts. Yep, just like those lotus flowers we talked about earlier. They got it. They finally, truly understood. It didn't matter that Krishna was living in a big, fancy castle in a city that was super far away, because they realized they could build a home for him right inside their very own hearts. Just by remembering him, by feeling their love for him, he was always, always with them. No distance could change that. And so, instead of feeling sad about having to be apart again someday, their hearts were now filled with a beautiful prayer. They prayed, please let us always keep your beautiful lotus feet in our hearts, no matter where we are. They were basically asking to always feel his love and his presence with them, right inside them, wherever they might go. Their love, that became their real, unbreakable connection. And that leaves us with this one last thought. Who do you keep in your heart, even when they're far away? This beautiful story shows us that the people we love can really live inside of us, right there in our hearts and in our memories. So, who is it for you? Is it a grandparent who lives far away? A friend who moved to a new school? Maybe even a parent who's just at work for the day? By holding them in your heart with love, you're always connected. Always.